Hello. Today we're going to make an application that will allow us to keep track of our dog business. So let's say maybe we have a business where we take care of dogs, we walk dogs, or maybe like a veterinarian's office, and we need to keep track of a bunch of dogs in our business. So let's go ahead and start up a playground here, and I'm going to say new playground, and I'm going to choose for this one the answers template down here. So I'm going to say get answers because this will let us print some things to the screen as we work on them. So here's my answers, and I'm going to rename this to be dog business. Dog business. That's the name of my application. Okay. Open up dog business, and it has a bunch of some things in here that shows us the commands we can use. We can say show. I'll actually run this and just remind us what we can do here. We can use the ask command to get our name. So if I say ask and my name is Fred and I say submit, and then the next line that executes is this show command, which will print hi my name, hi Fred, to the screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete all these lines here. We want to start with a blank application. So I'm going to delete this code up here. Now, we said that we want to be able to keep track of dogs. So this program will keep track of dogs and what they are doing, something like that. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is maybe make some variables that will keep track of our dogs. So the first thing I might do is do something like this. I'll say let my dog equals a new dog. I'm going to create an instance of dog like that using the dog type. And I'll maybe make another one here and says let your dog equal another dog. And Swift is complaining to me here. Let's see what it says. Use of unresolved identifier dog. Did I mean log? No, I don't mean log. I mean dog. Maybe Swift doesn't know what a dog is. It sure seems to be the case that maybe there's not a type dog here. And I guess that makes sense. I mean, Swift knows about integers and booleans and strings, for example, but it doesn't know about dogs. And the reason for this is that, everybody's representation of a dog might be a little bit different depending on whether you're a veterinarian. You might want to keep a dog's medical history as part of its information. If you're a dog walking business, you may just want to keep track of the dog's names and maybe a schedule of the times they need to be walked and so on. So what you can do in Swift, though, is we can make our own type, a custom type. And this is a really very powerful feature of most programming languages. So let's create our own type here, and we'll define it to be a dog type, and it will have a lot of the properties of dogs and some behaviors of dogs as well. So first thing we're going to do is show you how to do that. So to create a new type, we say class, and then we give it the name of the type we want. So class dog. Okay, there we go. And notice our errors went away, and now we have a new type called dog. So we can do things like make an instance of dog or a couple instances of dogs down here. Now, so far our dog type is pretty boring. We don't have any properties or characteristics of dogs in here. So this is where, inside this class is where we'll define that. Okay, so I'm going to make a little note in here and says define any properties or characteristics that all dogs have. Okay. Okay, so in here we know, well, let's think about what dogs have. We know that dogs have a name, right? So we could do something like this. var name, and let's say name is probably a string, right? So let's make an empty string to start with. So a dog can have a name that's a string, but we're not going to tell it what the name is right now. It's just going to be a blank string. Also, maybe each dog might have an age, and let's set that to be 0. So when we create a dog, an instance of dog, its name will be a blank string and its age will be 0. Okay? And a dog also, maybe let's say when we're keeping our dog in our yard, our dog might have a location in the yard, and we can define this maybe with an X and a Y to show where in the yard the dog currently is. So let's try that. Let's say each dog has a location in the X direction, and we'll set that to be 0 to start with, and also a location in the Y direction. Okay? So the types of these things, the types of each of these variables in here, we can look at them. So if I click on age, for example, and I press help, it'll show me that this is a int, and I tapped on the int if I want to see what the documentation has for the int type in there. So age is an integer, and location and X are integers, location and Y an integer, and name is probably a string. Yep, name is a string. Okay, so that's good. This is all set up how we want. So down here, when we create our dogs, so my dog, after I create my dog, it's a dog, and when I create it, it's going to be given the values of this that are defined in the class. Its name will be empty string, its age will be 0, its location in the X and Y will also be 0. But I can change those things if I want to, and I can say, my dog, I would like to set some of your properties in here. So if I say dot now, look down here at the bottom. The bottom, it says I can now set an age, a location in the X and the Y, and a name on this my dog variable, or on the constant here. In fact, I'm going to change these to be variables because I might change these to other values later. So my dog, if I want to change its, maybe set its name to be something, I can type in name. My dog's name equals, let's say, Fido. Okay. And maybe your dog's name is equal to, let's say, Sally. Okay. Your dog's name is Sally. Great. So we've made 2 new dogs, Fido and Sally. Let's set their ages as well. So my dog's age is equal to 3, and Sally's age, your dog's age, is going to be equal to 7. Okay? Your dog's age is going to be equal to 7. Great. So now that we've set these things, let's actually try to print out some information about the dogs. And so let's do this. Let's say, can we print out my dog's name is, and then in here, if I want to access my dog's name, the value in there, I would just say my dog dot name, and that should print it out as a string. And then I can say the dog's age, or how about, why don't I do this? Why don't I say again, my dog dot name age is, and then I will print out the age, my dog dot age. Okay, So let's look at what that's doing in here. It should print out the message, my dog's name is, and then whatever the value of mydog.name is. So in this case, that will be Fido. And then here I'm starting it off with by saying my dog's name. So Fido's age is my dog's age, which will be 3. Hopefully that will print that out like that. Okay, so let's run that, see what happens. Okay, yeah, so in this, before we run this, let's remember that we're in a playground here, and the way we do print is with show. So we need to give the name show here. Print doesn't work in one of these playgrounds. The word to display the information is show. So let's try, let's run this now and see. And there it is. It says my dog's name is Fido. Fido's age is 3. That's great. What if I wanted to do this for your dog, for Sally? Let's go ahead and maybe make a copy of this. So I'll copy this, and I will say copy, and paste this, and I'll change some of the information in here to be your dog's name is, and then instead of doing my dog's name, it'll be your dog's name, your dog.name. And in here, we'll do the same thing. Your dog.name's age is your dog.age. So let's see if it gets that right in here. There we go. So we've got the information. We're storing information for Fido and for Sally, and it's storing the age and the name for each of those. So let's look back at this type and really try to understand what we did here. When we create these variables in here, name and age, we're not just creating one name and age variable, we're creating a template here, a dog template, so that anytime we make an instance of dog, we're getting a new name and age variable for that dog. Right? When we created my dog, we're getting a mydog.name, and we're getting a mydog.age. And then when we created another instance of dog, your dog, we're getting a yourdog.name and a yourdog.age. So this is true for however many. We can create as many instances of dog as we want in our program, and we'll get a name and an age variable for each one of those. We're also going to get a location X and a location Y for those. So that's nice. Let's play around a little bit with, well, let's do something else. This was a little bit of a hassle here. When we wanted to print the information about the dog, we have to write this big long thing, this big long print statement for each dog here. Wouldn't it be better if we could ask the dog itself to tell us a little bit about itself, right? So, we might ask the dog to speak. And these dogs, since we're creating this type, these dogs, when they speak, they might say bark, and we'll start with that in here. Let's start by having the dog just bark. So speak is not a variable. Speak is a behavior of the dog. So let's go in here, and while we're defining the properties and characteristics of dogs up here, down here, still inside the dog class, we'll say, here we want to define any behaviors that all dogs have. Okay, just like you can concatenate strings together, or you can grab a substring out of a string. There's behaviors in strings. There can be behaviors for our dog. That's good, because we might want to have the dog speak, or have the dog move to a new location or something like that. So I'll add another note to myself here that while we're defining any behaviors that all dogs have, I'll say these will be functions. Okay, these are functions. Any behaviors you want your new custom type to have our functions that are defined within the type. So let's try a real simple one here. Let's say function speak. Function speak. All that's going to happen when we tell the dog to speak is we're going to show print bark like that, or how about rough, something like that. Okay, so there, let's do speak. And down here at the end here, in our main program, the main part of our program, after we show the information about the dog, let's have first your dog, can you speak? Yep, look down here. Now speak has been added to our the possible things that a dog can do. So we'll say your dog speak, and then let's also have my dog speak right after that, and say rough in return. So when we run this, there, now the dogs both say rough. Okay, that's fun. Let's also have the dogs. So this was a little bit of a hassle in here, having the dog give us, printing some information about each dog down here. It might be nice if we could just have the dog itself give us information about itself. So let's do that up here. Also, let's define a behavior in here. That would be something like func show info, something like that. Func show information. And in here we want the dog, the instance of dog, to display some information about itself to the screen, like its name and its age. Okay, so let's do that. Let's say show in here. We would like to show, maybe we'll say name is colon, and then, well, oops, I need to put this in quotation marks. Name is colon. Now, how do I, inside here, how do I get the variable for the dog's name? Well, the dog's name is just name inside here. So that's how we can reference that. We can say name is name, or another way we can do it is we can say myself's dot name, like that. So this dog, whatever the dog's name is, it will be, we can reference it by the self keyword in here. So self, if the way this works is that if down here, let's in fact do this. Let's down here we'll say my dog dot show info. Okay, my dog dot show info. My dog is sending the message here. Your dog was sending the message speak. My dog is sending the message speak. Here, my dog is sending the message show info. So show info up here, self, will be replaced as a reference to the instance that sent it the message. So if my dog is sending the show info in here, self will be my dog. Okay, let's try this. Let's finish this up, and then we'll give it a try here. So name is self.name, and then maybe we'll say also age is, and then we'll put in self.age. Okay, there we go, self.age. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that here. Down here we've got mydog.showInfo. So at the end of this, let's give it a run. Excellent. So here it says the name is Fido and the age is 3 because we had set Fido's age to be 3 above here. Okay. So we have 4 variables or properties for a dog. A dog has a name, a dog has an age, a dog has a location in X and a location in Y. The behaviors that the dog has is it can speak, and it can show information about itself. So that's nice. Let's do a little bit with these dogs now. Let's go ahead and maybe assign these dogs some location. Okay, so let's say my dog, your location. My dog, your location in the X is going to be equal to 4, and my dog, your location in the Y is going to be equal to 7. Okay? And let's also, when we print out the information now, let's also print out the information of the location for each dog. So I'm going to go in here and say, location is, and then I'm going to do these in parentheses, the X part and then the Y part. So here is the self.location in X, comma, and then also self.location in Y. Close my parentheses there, and I want to close my parentheses in my pair that I'm doing there. And let's see if that works. I'm going to move my command here where I show info to be after I set the location to be something else. There we go. So let's see if this works. Oh, that looks nice. Name is Fido, age is 3, location is 4, 7, or X, Y for that dog, right? If I do all this for your dog dot show info, since we left its location is still 0, 0, or whatever value got given to it up in here, right? When we make a new instance of dog, these default values get set for all this information, and we haven't set it to be anything else for your dog. So good. All right, I'm going to get rid of a couple of these things in here, these print statements, because we're sort of not using those anymore. We're using the dog instances show info command to do that. Now, let's maybe ask ourselves, let's have these dogs sort of move around randomly. So we could maybe make this be another behavior of a dog up in here, right? So let's do this. Let's say func run to random location. Okay, that's something a dog might do in our backyard, is they would run to a random location. So what I want to do to this is, of course, I want to set my location X and my location Y's values to be some random number, right? So we'll do this. We'll say self.location X is going to be, let's make it a random number between, say, 0 and 10. Okay, so the way you do this in Swift is you say arc4random, and you can choose this one here that'll give it an upper bound. Okay, so if I do that, I can put in a value here like 10, and that will give me a random integer between 0 and 10. Okay, and I need to do the same thing here for the location in the Y. Self.location in Y will set the dogs, whatever dog that calls run to random location, it will set its location in Y to be also arc4random and with a range 0 to 10. Okay, now these errors here are going to be saying, hey, you said that location in X is going to be an integer up here, and I want location in X to be an integer, but arc4random gives me back an unsigned integer. And let's not worry about that right now, but what this means is that we need to turn this arc4random value into a regular integer, and the way you do it is right before it here, you just say, hey, make this int parentheses, put this both in in a parenthesis with an int at the beginning of it, and that will convert it into a regular integer. So int assigned integer, which is what we want. Okay, so if I put that arc4random uniform 10 inside an int with parentheses around it, it will turn it into exactly what we want there. Okay, so now maybe before we show the info of your dog here, let's go ahead and have, let's do this again. Let's now say, hey, your dog, move to a run to a random location, and then let's print its info again and see if that worked. Your dog.show info. So we're not making my dog run. My dog is lazy. Your dog is running to a new location though. So let's run this, see? Okay, yeah, up here it says Sally, age 7, its location was 0, 0, and then it ran to a new location, and now Sally's age is 2, 4. Okay, so great. In fact, let's make a loop here and have this happen a bunch of times here. So let's say maybe for I in the range 1 to 10, let's have your dog move to a random location. Okay, so I'm going to put this both in a for loop here. So I'll move this down so that these two things happen in a for loop where it runs to a random location, your dog does then, and it shows us the info. So see that a bunch of times here. Okay, seems to be working great. Your dog is, Sally, is running around to different locations, and I presume since my dog is lazy, it's still just staying at its location 4, 7 the whole time. All right, let's add one more behavior here before we wrap this up. I know that dogs sometimes have kind of strange behavior here, so I'm going to add a function in here that does something like this. After your dog runs to a random location, I want to do something like this. I'm going to say if your dog dot can sniff butt of some other dog, which is my dog, okay, then I'm going to say show like some disgusting message, ooh, like that, okay, because I'm not really happy when my dog does that behavior. Otherwise, else, I'm going to say show the message good dog, something like that. Okay? Okay, and so we've got this method in here called can sniff butt, okay? And can sniff butt, this is a conditional. It says if this is true, if your dog can sniff the butt of my dog, then we're going to show this U command, okay? Well, can sniff butt, it needs to be a behavior in our dog class in here if we want this to work. So let's make that a function. Can sniff butt, okay? And can sniff butt down here took an argument here, which is a dog, right? It took a one parameter, a dog. So we could say in here, can sniff butt other is a type of dog. Okay, and the last thing we need to do here is this method here, this function, can sniff butt, needs to evaluate to a Boolean, a true or a false, because here we're treating its response as a true or a false. So we're saying if this is true, then do this. If it's false, do this down here. So, and remember to make a return type and make a function return a value. You put this little arrow in here and we say bool. Okay, so this is going to now return a bool. Okay, And that's very simple now. We're just going to do something like, say, I'll put a comment in here and say this should return true if um, if self is at the same location as other. Okay, so let's do this. Let's say return self dot location in X is equal to other dogs dot location in Y, and its self's dot location in Y, it has the same, is equal to others dot location in Y. Okay, so what I've done here is made a Boolean expression. If self's location in X is the same as others location, oops, that's a mistake, others location in X, others location in X, and self's dot location in Y is equal to others dot location in Y. That means they both have the same coordinates, then they can sniff butt. If they don't, then they can't sniff each other's butt. So here's our for loop here that says for I in 1 to 10, we're going to make your dog run around to new random locations. It's going to show the info of that and then print a message whether your dog can sniff the butt of my dog. Okay, let's make this actually a run instead of 10 times. Let's change that to 100 to give these dogs a better chance of ending up at the same location. And let's go ahead and see if they do ever find the same location. So I'll run this. And so far, Sally and Fido have not reached the same location. It says good dog message everywhere in here. It's a good time to maybe ask ourselves, what are the chances that these two dogs will end up at the same location? We should give this some thought and see. That'll happen. Oh, there's one right here near the end. So yeah, if our dogs can be at random locations between 0 and 10, we have roughly a 1 in 100 chance of them running into each other, at least while your dog is running to random location. And in fact, Sally ended up at position 4, 7, which is where my dog was set to be. So at that point, they can sniff the butt of each other, and we print out the message U. So that's all for today. See you next time.